Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here. Welcome back to the railway and welcome back to the model railway news for March. I'm coming at you with all of the latest updates and new products announced from this wonderful hobby over the last month. And seriously, this year is shaping up to be an absolutely mega year. I mean, it's only March and already the number of new products that have been announced feels absolutely unprecedented. So we're going to get through some of this and we'll see if you feel the same way. But yeah, seriously, a lot of exciting stuff coming. The first bit of breaking news comes from Rapido Trains UK, who have announced a brand new pre-grouping locomotive. It is the Jones Goods 460 tender locomotive, and it's an unusually large pre-grouping loco really, compared with the smaller ones we usually see announced. The loco comes from the Highland Railway, so a Scottish railway, and the interesting thing about that is that the Highland Railway was the first British railway company to introduce the 460 wheel configuration, so quite an important locomotive and quite an important railway to model, I would have thought. Now, the new model is going to span several different variations, including different chimneys and smoke boxes and that sort of thing. And there's also quite a healthy number of liveries going to be offered as well. This includes the Highland Railway Yellow, which is not something I can say I've ever seen before in model form. Similarly, the Jones Green, which again I think is completely new to 00 gauge as far as I'm aware. You also got a Drummond Green, which is very handsome as well. And there's also a number of LMS liveries available as well, so if you model post-grouping or Big 4, then Rapido Trains have got you covered there as well. The model is set to feature a 21-pin decoder socket, factory-fitted speaker, and classic detailing such as sprung buffers, and hopefully more information will be on the way soon as to what these locos are actually going to be like. Now, the RRP for these locos is to be £219.95. From the retailers though, it's quite a bit cheaper at £186.96 or thereabouts. Of course, different retailers do have slightly different prices. That's for the DCC ready version. The DCC sound fitted version is £271.96 from the retailers. To be honest, this does not sound too bad, does it? Given the level of quality that Rapido are famous for, I think this sounds really quite impressive. So links down in the description if you're interested in pre-ordering one of those. Can't wait to see the Jones Goods locomotive come to 00 gauge. They've also announced a new range of VIX ferry vans with 12 different versions. They're crazy guys, aren't they, at Rapido? Blimey. 12 different versions of the model on the way. The engineering sample is already on display, so we can kind of get a sense of what the model is going to be like. Quite a large model, as you can see, and obviously these samples show quite an interesting action feature, which appears to be an opening door on the side, so that's nice. And it also shows the great level of underframe detail that these models are going to have as well. And these are available to pre-order from retailers for around £39, so certainly a little bit on the expensive side, but hopefully this will be up to Rapido's usual standards. Rapido have also got some of their previously announced rolling stock on the way to retailers as we speak. They might even have them by the time this video goes out. So that includes the Great Western gunpowder vans, which are supposed to be imminent, and also the first lot of the SECR wagons are supposed to be on the way as well. So very soon we'll start to get some Rapido models, some of the proper UK Rapido range, into our hands and find out once and for all what sort of quality we're dealing with. And I am really excited about that, so stay tuned to the channel. The next piece of breaking news comes from Accurascale, who have just announced an entirely new suite of Class 31 locomotives for 00 gauge. Now, this project seems like a truly massive undertaking, as they're basically going to cover almost every detail variant seen throughout the 65-year existence of the class, with the first release offering 10 different examples. And the specs that Accurascale have promised for this loco are nothing short of breathtaking. So let's go through some of these. They're going to have working radiator fans. I think that is one of the headline features, so very impressive feature. Lights, of course, with the option for control over individual tail lights. There's an optional sound extra with twin speakers, so it's going to sound good if you get a sound version. It's going to have a die-cast chassis, of course, so good quality heavy locos, wire handrails, etched metal parts, including grills, of course, even etched metal nameplates where applicable. The locos are coming with snow plows as well, which is another really nice little extra, sprung buffers, screw link couplings, and 5-pole motors, hopefully good quality ones for top performance. Now all of this sounds amazing, but what is truly incredible is the price. So all of this is going to be from Accurascale, or your favourite retailer that stocks Accurascale, for £169.99. Impressively low. It's an impressively low price really, given the promised specification, and I'm going to pop some links down below if you're interested in pre-ordering. And to be quite frank, this new Class 31 from Accurascale seems like the perfect replacement to the current leading Class 31 in the industry, which is aging and considerably overpriced these days at, yep, you can see that, £217.99, almost £50 more than the newly announced Accurascale one. So goodbye, we'll say goodbye to that loco. Maybe we'll see it again in the bargain bins, maybe we won't. We'll have to wait and see. Up next, there seems to be some serious discounting going on with a number of Hornby's products at certain retailers. Hatton's seems to be the major one, but other retailers are showing discounts across some of Hornby's range as well. Crazy bargains to be had at Hatton's though. I managed to pick up a selection of Hawksworth coaches, which were £33 each. There are Gresley Suburban coaches at £25 each, reduced massively from their RRP, as you can see. There are LMS 57-foot Suburban coaches down to £29. A big bargain is the 20-ton Coke wagons, which are at £14 each. And there's quite a lot more as well. I bought a big box of it, and I unboxed that box on one of my recent live streams, so check that out if you're interested. If you're interested in what else is in the range, or you'd like to pick up some for yourself while stocks last, of course, I will pop some affiliate links down in the description for you. But it's nice to see some reasonable prices, isn't it? It makes a nice change. We're going back to announcements then, because Heljan have also made an announcement this month. They've also announced a diesel, in fact, but it's quite an interesting one, so take a look at this. So they have announced a North British 10800 diesel loco, which was a design commissioned by the LMS originally, but it ultimately entered service after nationalisation of 1948, making it a BR locomotive in the end, though only one example was ever built. Having said that, Heljan are offering 4 different versions of the model, 3 of which are variations on BR Black, and 1 of them is in BR Green. So even in this loco, you've got quite a bit of choice. These are going to have a multitude of different separately fitted parts, including etched grills, fans, screw link couplings, and 21-pin DCC sockets, with more information hopefully to follow soon. The pre-order price from retailers currently sits at around the £199 mark, so a little bit expensive, not a terribly competitive price, but who knows, it might be a very, very good quality loco. We'll just have to see. Links down in the description if you're interested in picking one up. Heljan have also announced an upgraded version of their Class 26-1 model, supposedly with quite a few improvements to the mechanism, which should lead to improved performance, and also the electronics and the detailing of the locos, which sounds pretty good. At the moment, the delivery date for these locos is advertised to be in 2023, although there are no prices advertised at the time of filming, so stay tuned for more information on the upcoming Class 26. This month there have been a number of O-gauge developments as well, and I don't always cover O-gauge, but I think these are really worth covering. So first of all, Dapol have made a number of O-gauge announcements. The most exciting, I suppose, is their locomotive. They've announced a new J94 Austerity 060 tank engine, and this thing is going to be seriously special. Just get a load of this. So they've announced 10 different versions which are due to be released in 2023, but it is the features which really made my jaw drop. Listen to this. So they're going to have a firebox glow in the cab, 5-pole motor, 21-pin DCC socket, a die-cast chassis, a die-cast footplate, and also die-cast saddle tanks. So this is going to be a seriously heavy loco, mostly made of metal by the sound of it. It's going to have, listen to this, fully working inside motion. So that's moving pistons and valve eccentrics between the frames. That is going to be so, so cool to see. It's going to have posable cab doors, so you can open and close the cab doors, scale separately fitted metal detailing, sprung buffers, 3-link couplings, which are also sprung, and fully detailed cabs. This sounds like an incredible model particularly when you consider the price. So these things are going to be available to pre-order from retailers for just £212.50. That is very much a 00 scale price. It really is, isn't it? That is not far from some of the 00 gauge locos that we've seen announced recently. And believe me, this has got a lot more features than some of those. So seriously, Dapol is forging ahead in this industry, aren't they? And that's not all, they've also announced a variety of wagons for O gauge as well. This time it is 12-ton vans, including the 12-ton fruit van, goods van and also LMS goods van. And these are going to be around the £44 price mark from the retailers. And they're going to feature a die-cast compensated chassis, injection moulded body, separately fitted parts including sprung buffers, sprung couplings and vacuum fittings where applicable. So again, for not that much money, seems like we're getting a really high-spec model there. So well done Dapol, cannot wait to see how those turn out. Up next then, there is some news from Ellis Trains, who have got some news on their Black 5. It is an O-gauge Black 5 and they're showing off the first engineering prototype sample for it. Now this is an enthusiast grade locomotive. It's not like the Dapol O-gauge range, which is quite inexpensive and affordable. This loco is extremely expensive, particularly if you're used to buying in 00 gauge, so it's important to remember who this model is designed for. So let's get this over with, rip the band-aid off. £949 is the RRP for that, DCC ready, but like I say, this is an enthusiast grade locomotive, and just looking at the photos you can see that it is going to be a largely die-cast locomotive with quite a lot of metal and brass components involved in the actual bodywork and such. The locos are going to be complete with British-built helical gearboxes, sprung axle boxes, removable and working lamps, which is quite an amazing feature, a glowing firebox, snow ploughs included as well, in addition to full cab detailing, of course. And Ellis are currently taking pre-orders for their loco with no upfront payments required. So check that out if the O-gauge Black 5 is something you're interested in. The final bit of news then comes from Rails of Sheffield, who have announced yet another exclusive steam locomotive. It's produced by Dapol yet again, and it comes in wake of their very lovely D-Class, which came out just last year. This then is the subsequent D1 class, which is available to order now in a number of different liveries, including the SECR Grey, which really caught my eye, that looks fantastic, Southern Railway Green and also British Railways Black. And these are set to feature much the same specification that the D-Class did, so let's take a quick look at some of those. So it's going to have the same die-cast chassis, sprung buffers again of course, 5-pole motor, the very innovative pull-out PCB for DCC fitting, that's very smart, a firebox glow effect and of course a fully detailed cab. And it's also set to have the same price as the D-Class as well at £199.95. Now of course it's awesome to see another steam locomotive from Dapol because they have been getting better and better in that department as well, but it's also a great opportunity to see some improvements over the D-Class as well. So specifically I'll be looking to see improved performance over the D-Class. Hopefully there will be some better torque in the mechanism, hopefully they will upgrade a little bit of that, and hopefully the general build quality and that sort of thing will be improved as well. But overall the D-Class was a good model and it looked absolutely amazing, so there's every reason to expect that the subsequent D1 will be every bit as good, hopefully quite a bit better. So, what a bumper model railway news episode that was. Cannot believe how much stuff we've got to look forward to now. And don't forget, that was just from March. There's still so much stuff that is yet to arrive. It's going to be one heck of a year. Well, it's going to be a heck of the next 5 years, isn't it, really? So much stuff to come. So thank you for watching. If there's anything I haven't covered that you think I should have done, do comment down below and let me know and I'll consider it for next month. But for now, have a great month. I will see you very soon with some more videos. Thank you for watching and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, cheers everybody.